And we're back.
And we're back to Quiet in the Back.
Welcome back to Quiet in the Back.
I am one of your hosts, Austin Jenny.
And I am Patrick William, the co-host.
Yes.
This week we've watched one of my all-time favorite movies, Ghost Dog.
Ghost Dog.
The Way of the Samurai.
My first viewing of this exquisite movie. My God, dude.
I was so happy for you to watch it. I'm so excited to talk about it with you.
Yes.
What a cool, unique movie. There's none like it.
It caught me off guard immediately. I was unprepared for how much I was going to enjoy this movie. I was like, it was a late night. I was just home in bed. I was just ready to watch, and fuck, dude, it just sucked me in. I was glued until the last moment.
This is the year 2000, starring Forest Whitaker, directed and written by Jim Jarmusch. So this is really Jim Jarmusch's baby.
Fuck yeah.
He is a person who I don't know a lot about, although I've grown up watching some of their films and really like his work. But he's kind of an enigma to me.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you much biographical information about this guy.
Me
From
neither.
New York.
New York. That's perfect. That's all we need to know.
This is a movie that blends genres.
Yeah.
It is 3 years earlier than Kill Bill.
Is it? Okay.
Let that be known.
Cool. Fuck yeah.
It combines samurai and mafia, gangster themes. So it's like ancient samurai meets modern New York mafia movie. Forest Whitaker plays essentially like a master hitman.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's an assassin.
So. Yeah. Yeah. Who follows the way of the samurai.
Yeah. He was rescued at a young age from a beating by this sort of like low-level mob boss named Louis. Don't remember his full name. Just Louis. Yeah. Basically, Louis stumbles on him while he's getting the shit kicked out of him in an alley and saves his life. And then 4 years later, Louis gets a message from a pigeon. And he's being contacted by Ghost Dog.
Yes.
Which is the only name we have for this character.
That's his name. You don't need to know anything else about him. In my eyes, there's nothing behind Ghost Dog. It's just that entity.
He's a ghost.
Yeah, dude.
And what you come to realize is that he spent the last 4 years of his life, and maybe some leading up to it. You don't really know how long he's been into this, but he spent the last 4 years of his life training and like strengthening his resolve in the way of the samurai.
Yes.
He has this book called the Hagakure. Very cool book. Once I watched this movie as a teenager, I bought that book.
Really? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so
I have to now.
You have to. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, it's like I really am genuinely interested. Seeing all of those individual like excerpts come up throughout the movie, I was like, okay, well, this is just wisdom. Like legitimate, like very powerful and pertinent wisdom.
One of the very cool aspects of this movie is that Jim Jarmusch really puts a central focus on the ideas of the way of the samurai. It's not just window dressing.
No, dude, it's not.
Story.
It's not even campy or corny or any of it. It's like it's so taken seriously, like in every aspect. And thank God they did, dude.
You'll have these awesome like recitations by Forest Whitaker. He'll be like, if a samurai's head was to be suddenly cut off, he should still be able to exercise one final action with certainty. This is the way of the samurai. And you have this music. It's like chimes. It's like, down, down, down. It's just so good. It's like deeply spiritual and profoundly wise.
Yep. And you're just seeing it through this lens of this black hitman samurai gangster. So cool.
Yeah. And what I really like about the way that Jarmusch incorporates those recitations is that each time that he calls on one, it's somehow like reflecting the plot of the movie.
Yeah, it's immediately either applicable to what just happened or what's about to happen. Always.
And you see this like wisdom in action. It's not just like a vague concept. It's like he's showing you the specific applications of these ideas. There's one where it's like talking about how if a samurai wakes up hungover on a Saturday, he should always, like a samurai should always have in his sleeve some powdered rouge, which is like makeup.
Yep.
And he's saying it's important to look good for a samurai to look good to keep up appearances.
Yeah.
And if you're just reading like a book like that, it's very weird and esoteric. It's like, why? Well, it's just strange. It's like you don't get it. But in the scene that correlates to that recitation, he's like sort of going undercover and he changes his suit.
That fucking tight ass suit on him, dude, looks good.
He gets a real baller suit. He steals a Lexus. He switches the plates. So it's all the cosmetic stuff, right? That goes into like doing a job. And it's just a really cool like mirror of the wisdom of the book.
Couldn't agree more.
And that happens over and over. Like every time there's a recitation, it's like shown.
Dude, the little machine that he had. When I first saw that, I was like, no, bro.
It's like
2000? Yeah,
it's like a Carjacker 5000. It's just a little black box with a red beeping light. And he can put it up to any like computer assisted vehicle.
Yep, any new nice vehicle for the time. Opens.
Unlocks it. It will start the engine.
Yeah, dude.
It can apply it to the security gate at the mafia guy's
It's just
compound.
like a perfect one. It's a skeleton key, essentially, for new electronics.
Yeah,
It's so
Ghost Dog
awesome.
has a digital skeleton key. He doesn't own a car. He steals every car he drives in that movie.
That's fucking
I
sick.
think I counted 3.
At least 3
in the movie.
Right, yeah. The first one, the nice black one, the Lexus, and then like that convertible.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. Fucking nice, dude.
There's a quotation about how a samurai should always make any important decision within the space of 7 breaths.
Yeah.
And in that last scene, he sees this woman pull up to a bodega in a convertible. She gets out and goes into the bodega, and he just walks right up and steals it.
Gone.
The second that it happens, he's like, that's mine now.
Oh my god.
He really is a snap thinker.
He really is, man. It's fucking I only have good things to say about this movie. I had a question for you that came up. Was the entirety, I guess not the entirety, but in John Wick,
Yeah.
is that an homage to this movie? The pigeons and Morpheus? He's literally like the king of New York on top of a building with messenger pigeons.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that the whole like being mysterious and having messenger pigeons thing is just a really cool trope.
It is,
It's
totally.
just this cool cinematic trope.
It is.
And it just elevates your character. It's like, oh, they're like operational security is so tight that they don't even use phones or digital communication. They communicate with carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeons were extinct in 1914.
Carrier pigeon.
There's a carrier pigeon in the house. Someone squashed that fucking bird.
The Italians in this movie are so ridiculous.
They're
dude.
so blown up and over the top. It's perfect.
One of my favorite aspects of this movie is the representation of like New York City as wildly like culturally diverse.
Yeah. 100%.
There's so many. I was trying to like count all the languages and ethnicities represented in this movie. I know like obviously you start with Italian.
Yeah.
And then just straight up like black hip hop people. Like there's like rappers.
Totally.
And Ghost Dog is kind of like he's kind of hip hoppy. He's more like samurai. But
French.
yeah,
language.
you've got a French black guy who I assume is like Haitian French.
Yeah, they bring it up a couple times talking about his Haitian boys.
And then the little girl, her mom has an accent. She doesn't, but she's either Jamaican or like Trinidadian. But you can hear her
Trinidad Tobago.
yelling.
Yeah.
So you've got a bunch of different ethnicities represented. Not to, the least of which is Native American.
Oh yeah.
Comes up over and over.
Yeah, it
Jim
really
Jarmusch
does.
is obsessed.
Yeah. I love stupid. I can't remember exactly what the guy said.
Stupid white man.
Yeah, stupid white man. So good.
It's such like an interesting thing because on the face of it, right? New York just is diverse. So that's just like that's just actually a representation of where they are. But right, you're being intentional when you make a movie. You're doing casting things on purpose.
Absolutely.
It's not arbitrary. And a lot of these scenes are calling attention to these ethnicities. And there's like a lot of clear sort of commentary or unclear commentary, both at times, on different values and perceptions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that ties into what's that book called?
Rashomon?
The Rashomon. Yeah, I think that ties into that first story like we were talking about.
About how the first story, the Rashomon, where like the same story happens, but all the characters see it differently.
Mm-hmm. Different perspectives lead to different outcomes in their lives.
There's a scene early on where Lou is talking to the higher up Italian mafia bosses who want Ghost Dog dead.
Yeah.
He successfully did a job for Lou, but there was like a hiccup and a girl was there and saw it happen.
Yeah.
And she wasn't supposed to be there. And now it's sort of like proof that they killed a made man. Mm-hmm. So they've got to basically Ghost Dog's a loose end and they need to take him out.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get information about him. And Lou's like, well, he's a really big black guy. And the Italian's like, black guy? And it's just like so immediately like, you're working with the black guy?
Yeah, just like dumbfounded that that's even a possibility.
And then he's talking about, he mentions that his name is Ghost Dog, right? That's the only name he has. It's like he's like one of all these rapper guys, they got names like this. And he goes through a list. He's like, yeah, Ghost Dogs, Method Man, Flavor Flav, Ice-T, Ice Cube.
He mentioned somebody from Public Enemy too. Does spit some bars.
That's Flavor Flav.
Oh, that's the Flavor Flav. Yeah.
Well, the Italian guy's like, oh yeah, Flavor Flav. I love that guy, and then he knows all the lyrics.
Yeah, he starts singing it.
So like these Italians, I mean, those are technically two different characters, but the Italians are being represented as A, racist to black people, but then B, loving their culture, like loving the music of black people. So there's like something into that. That's a common thing where like people will not really like the black community, but they'll like what they do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. It's like super lame to be that way.
It really is.
For the record.
Yeah. We do not support that here on Quiet in the Back.
If you're going to like watch professional sports in America, listen to rap, pop, R&B, funk, soul, blues, jazz,
rock, any music,
all American
like.
music, and you don't have any sort of like empathy, camaraderie, sympathy,
respect.
Respect, connection to black culture. You need to do some soul searching because that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big L on our part.
So that's being showcased here, I think, in that scene. But also then they respond to Lou and they're like the like older actual boss, Vargo.
Oh yeah, and it reminds him of an old.
He's like the rapper names remind me of Indians, the Native American.
Red
Walking
dog,
Flying Eagle. Yeah, and I thought that was very interesting for Jarmusch to draw that comparison between black people and natives. I mean, they're obviously the two most oppressed ethnicities in American history.
Yeah, in American history, 100%.
Yeah, in the American context, you know, you've got basically two different forms of genocide. Yeah. One featuring horrible slavery, and the other featuring like the complete removal and stealing
the conquest
of
their land.
Yeah,
literally.
So these are people that do have like cultural. It's ironic because historically speaking, there's like virtually no connection.
No, there's really little overlap. There's really not much.
Africa, the North American continent, culturally speaking, before like colonialism, there would be nothing really connecting these two cultures. Yeah. But then because of the oppression they both underwent, now they actually are kind of like kindred spirits.
Yeah, I mean, there's a shared cultural trauma and plight.
Yeah.
100%.
And the racist Italian guy is like, black Indian, what's the difference?
Yeah, no, he's
like, just kill him. It's like,
oh, you're such a piece of shit, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it really speaks to the sort of colonial mindset to just like other everyone and steamroll them.
Yeah, just
like,
anything non-white.
Anyone that's not us is the same. Yeah. And they're all equally inferior.
But I love their music.
Yeah, but Flavor Flav, though.
Yeah, he hits, though. Dude.
So, like, right off, this is very early in the movie. Yeah. So, like, right off the bat, you're being hit with some pretty complex themes of, like, diversity, racial harmony, and racial disharmony. Italians in particular, because this is like a mafia movie,
Yeah.
are getting a really bad portrayal here.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Well, it's like
I kind of feel like they're just a stand-in for all white people.
I totally agree.
I don't think Jim Jarmusch has a particular beef with Italian Americans.
Either do I, but I mean, it's a very good vehicle.
Right.
For this, for
I
the
think
plot, for everything.
Yeah, I think it's better to use Italian Americans just because he's doing a mafia themed movie and it's just sort of like has that cinematic trope that you can build off of.
Yeah, the cohesion fits better, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's more why he picked specifically Italian Americans to use as the racist placeholder.
But I mean, that is a common, I can't speak to it. It's I don't know personal Italians that are like horribly racist by any means, but it's an extremely common trope throughout culture.
Right. And we saw it in True Romance,
That we did.
It's it was a known quantity in the 80s and 90s, right? All of these like European ethnic subcultures, the Irish, the Italians, or whatever, they all have their own racial hang-ups. But specifically with American context, it tends to just be white people.
Anything else.
Steamrolling non-white people.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much like complexity and theme in this movie. Just makes it really fun to watch and dissect and think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I was having to pause too, just because like I would pause generally every time one of those little flashcards came up.
Read it.
Yeah, read it intently, think about what it's saying, and then seeing if that's like reflecting to before or what's about to come.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
There are some really good quotes.
Yeah, I know. Did you write any of them down?
The first one that he says, I think, is he's like, every single day, a samurai should meditate on death.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, one should consider himself as dead on a daily basis. This is the way of the samurai.
This is the way.
That's just a cold ass quote.
Yep.
But B,
That it is.
It allows you to live in a way that you can act.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you don't, like so much inaction, as we just saw in Saving Private Ryan, so much of like cowardice and inaction in moments of need comes from fear of death.
Yeah. And if you don't have that fear of death, if you're constantly meditating on it and you're able to actually live without that fear, I imagine the ability to act is so much easier.
Just get up and go. Every day, wake up, consider yourself dead already. Now you can do anything you need to do that day.
Yep, there's no setbacks. What's
I
the
thought
point?
that was a really cool way to start the movie, just showing the mind state of Ghost Dog on a daily. He says, another one that I wrote down, it is bad when one thing becomes two. He's talking about the way of the samurai. And he says that like, as long as a samurai is attuned with his own way, he should be able to learn about all ways and only become more in tune with his own.
Yeah, the other ways shouldn't be distracting him and taking away from it. It just adds to your own power.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So single-mindedness, dedication,
Resolve.
considering yourself a walking corpse, doing whatever needs to be done. These are the things that are like driving him from the get-go, from scene one in this movie.
Fucking badass.
Yeah. His jacket is so hard, dude.
His jacket, Riz's full camo outfit, dude.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack is done by RZA.
Yeah. So
Wu-Tang, we got our Killer Bee, Black and Yellow on.
That's right. And dude, whew, like literally the only song that I was like the only sound in the movie that I was a little iffy
That
was
saxophone at the end.
When he puts that in, it's like
There is some very aggressive freeform wailing sax at the end.
There is, dude. But I don't know. I feel like it might have a purpose.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I think that's taking place at the very end of the movie. Ghost Dog has decided that this is like the last day of his life.
Yeah.
Because he's going to skipping over a lot of plot, which we're not really going to get into, but basically he kills all the mafia guys.
Yeah.
because they are going to kill Lou.
Yeah, they're going to kill Lou, and they're also
trying to kill Ghost Dog, but
Yeah.
that's not really why he kills them, because Ghost Dog already doesn't value his own life.
He's already dead.
He works for Lou.
He's
Lou,
his retainer.
There's this concept of retainer in samurai, in the way of the samurai. Because Lou saved his life, now Ghost Dog owes him his life. So he dedicates his entire life to serving Lou. So that means he's his retainer. And that means he protects Lou. He does what he says. He does his missions for him.
Yeah.
He serves Lou.
And he only gets paid once a year on the first day of autumn. That is the coolest shit I had ever heard, dude. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, bro.
Retroactively, so it's not even up front.
No.
Ghost Dog will do a full year of work for you, and then you pay him at the end of the year on the first day of autumn.
That's so specific and crazy, dude. It's the changing of the tides. Give me my money.
But yeah, he kills all the mafia guys because they're going to kill Lou, and that won't stand. But then he understands that Lou has to kill Ghost Dog because Ghost Dog killed all his bosses. And there's like a chain of command and a sort of a traditional hierarchy thing here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can't realistically go kill every mob boss, you know?
Well, and Lou has his own code, right?
Yeah.
Ghost Dog doesn't hold Lou to his code.
Yeah.
Ghost Dog holds Lou to Lou's code.
Yeah.
And he knows that, okay, I just killed all your bosses. And he says this verbatim to him. He's like, I understand you need to, like, avenge the death of your bosses.
Yeah.
And they're doing this duel.
Dude, High Noon, very dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah. He's like, this is very cinematic of you, Lou. They're Lou's posture in the duel. It's just like triangle pose legs.
Yeah. Fucking out.
Ghost Dog draws an empty weapon to
Yeah.
provoke Lou into shooting him. And then gives him one last piece of advice. He hands him the Rashomon, and he's like, read this. And then maybe after you die, you can tell me what you think.
Yeah. Oof. So good, dude.
Implications of afterlife. We'll see each other again. Spirituality. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I didn't really understand what the girl was representing, if she had a
The
represent.
young girl?
Not the young girl, the
the
one that gave him
mob
the
boss's
book.
daughter?
Yeah, exactly. Like when she was back in the car. It almost seemed like she took over
Yeah.
and ordered Lou to kill him. I was unsure just about that a little bit.
I'm not sure if her role there in the movie is symbolic of anything or if she has a plot purpose
Yeah.
because her presence during the first hit is why they decide they have to kill Ghost Dog. So her character needed to exist for the plot. Jarmusch also had her be reading the Rashomon, and that's how Ghost Dog finds the book. So there's something to do with like the circulation of knowledge through circumstance, like right place, right time. You get a book, you learn the lessons of the book, and then pass it on. Because he ends up passing the book on to the little girl.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's gonna become such a hard ass. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
Fuck. Oh.
He gives her the Rashomon at first because they're talking about the books. She has a lunchbox and it doesn't have lunch; it has books. Food for the mind.
That's right, baby.
And she's going through all her books, and she's got like Wind in the Willows. Ghost Dog's read all of them.
The only one I didn't recognize was Night Nurse. No fucking idea.
I think that was like a fake book. It's like an adult fan.
That's
like a sex book.
Oh, that's funny.
And he's like, you've read that?
Yeah,
And she's like, I just like it for the pictures. He's like, okay. I think Night Nurse was like it might be real, but it's not like a literature book. It's a porno book.
yeah, but then that Frankenstein.
The soul of black men, or the soul of black people, which I have not read.
Me neither, but it looks interesting. I would like to read it.
Yeah. She's like, really into books and knowledge and learning, and Ghost Dog's just feeding her. And he gives her the Rashomon. He's like, you read that, not right away, just whenever you want.
Yeah.
When you're done, come back and tell me what you think.
Ugh. So good, man.
So I don't know. That doesn't answer your question about the symbolism of the girl, but I think that's like the function she plays in the movie, at least. She's an important character in that she starts a lot of things. And
Yeah.
what was your favorite aspect of this movie?
My favorite aspect of the movie? I mean, the music was huge.
Yeah.
It was such a driving force for me the entire time. It really had me locked in.
The music is dope as fuck. It's mostly instrumental hip-hop produced by RZA.
Yeah.
And this is the year 2000, so he made these beats in the late 90s.
Yeah, and they're just so good. It's just so clean, like, the whole time. But I would have to say probably just, like, the level of constitution that Ghost Dog has is probably, like, my very favorite part. I mean, he is just fully dedicated to this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about anything that he's doing. He's never self-doubting, nothing like that. It is just he knows his mission, and that's it.
There's something very satisfying about a character in a story that does not like waffle. You know, like so many story arcs, like heroes' journeys or whatever.
Yeah.
They have like someone coming from a lowly position and then like going through adversity, and then like learning a lesson by the end of the movie.
They have that, like, waveringness to them.
This growth opportunity, and they stumble, but then they overcome, and it's like a classic way of doing a hero's journey.
It's a good way to tell the story, you know, of course.
Yeah, but this way is just a little different.
Yeah,
and it's very strong. He just starts fully realized.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he is himself. He knows what he needs, what he wants, what he has to do, and he's just set in his ways. And it's like it's the perfect representation of that for me.
Yeah. There's nothing in this movie that like challenges Ghost Dog's beliefs. There's just opportunities for Ghost Dog to exercise his beliefs.
Yeah.
And like continue to be a fully actualized samurai.
Yeah.
And he just like does what he needs to do.
And
it's just like
dude.
so satisfying.
It is,
He's just like always right with himself.
Yep. I like I said, the lack of self-doubt is fucking awesome to see in a character like that when it's already so fully realized. Love that.
Yeah. I think it's a hard toss-up between like the combination of like the hip-hop and the samurai stuff and like the mafia. It's very Wu-Tang Clan.
Dude, 100%. Right? I mean, it's New York. And
Jim Jarmusch is clearly a huge Wu-Tang fan.
Oh,
yeah. Those Wu-Tang guys they're known for like sampling kung fu movies, obviously, but also they sample a ton of old Italian mafia movies, and they all have alter egos that are also like Italian, and they're always doing this fantasy world of like being kingpin drug dealers and kung fu experts, and
dude,
they've been pushing this like gangster kung fu like narrative for like 8 years at this point.
Yeah,
and Jim Jarmusch just created a movie that like fully dials in that aesthetic.
It perfectly. Like perfectly.
Yeah, dude. It's just so cool.
And it's so impressive to me that he was able to do that without making it seem corny. Yeah. Because like this could have been a really, really corny movie. Like it could have been so cheesy.
It's not like cheesy, and it's not like it's just done right. Like there's so much opportunity to take an outsider perspective on like inner city culture and hip hop stuff from like a Hollywood producer perspective, and then like make it really hammy or like one-dimensional. Like, yo, yo, yo.
Yeah.
Ghost Dog, what's up? And it's just like corny, but like you're seeing these like interactions, like the scene where Ghost Dog is sitting on the park bench and there's like 5 dudes rapping.
Oh, yeah. That was
and I can't recognize them, and I've actually never looked it up, but one of them looks like Ghostface Killah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They're definitely rapping like Wu-Tang Clan members. Ghostface is like huge. He's a huge dude, and he's got his shirt off in that scene. I don't know if that's actually Ghost Dog. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
Ghostface,
please.
But it's like 5 Wu-Tang guys basically, and they're just like sitting around, just like drinking 40s and just like rapping.
Yeah,
and it's like such an authentic portrayal of that type of moment.
Especially in late 90s, early 2000s, like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm not from New York, but in Chicago area we had many very similar types of things where you're just like sitting in the park, drinking, rapping, smoking blunts, and that's the whole activity. They're just sitting there, and then they just walk past a ghost dog.
Yeah.
They're still rapping. They're walking and rapping.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. How I can no, thank you.
And they say something to Ghost Dog. They're like, I forget. They always have some shit to say, like, knowledge is equality.
Yeah.
Like, yo, power and wisdom. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's just coming also out of a place of like utter respect. Like,
Right.
there's like every single guy he meets who's not like just a mob boss, is just like, oh shit, it's Ghost Dog. What up?
Yeah. Everyone loves Ghost Dog, and all these subcultures are being represented like in a super respectful and authentic way by Jarmusch. Mm-hmm. The casting is like perfect.
Yeah, it's clearly coming from a place of love.
Yeah.
Like the whole fucking movie is.
Dude, can we talk about the one guy who was building a boat on his roof?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck was that?
That's crazy.
I know. He's like, yeah, it's cool, but like, how's he gonna get it down?
The French ice cream truck guy and Ghost Dog are on the roof, and the French guy just wants to show him this shit. He's like, you've never seen anything like it. It's also very funny that Ghost Dog doesn't speak French and the French guy doesn't speak English.
They just
but
perfectly
they're
extended.
always on the same wavelength.
Yep, they fully understand each other.
I'm pretty sure I've watched this movie with subtitles before. Mm-hmm. And the subtitles, like the French guy is always saying the same thing that Ghost Dog is saying.
Is he?
But they don't know that. They're just on the same page with each other. Like Ghost Dog gives him that suit. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, I got this for you.
Yeah.
He's like, it might be a little big, but you probably got some Haitian tailors. They'll tighten it up around the waist.
Yeah.
And then it passes over to the guy, and he's like, did you get this suit for me? I got a couple Haitian tailors. I can get this hemmed in. It's a little big for me, but
Yeah, I can get it cut up.
neither of them know that that's what they're saying, but they're both always saying the exact same thing.
Dude, that's awesome.
Really
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
yeah, and it's doubled down when he says, I know you understand me.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
I know you understand me. Mm-hmm. I've sampled that before on my last album.
Really? Fuck yeah.
On my song Good Trouble. He's like, sometimes you got to stick with the ancient ways, old school ways. It's like, I know you understand me. Dude, he's got such a good voice for reading those quotes.
Absolutely, dude. Every time it's just sucked in. It's like, oh shit, he's talking again about that.
They have that chess game that's going on, which I like. That it's being represented as a way for two people who don't speak the same language to be able to like communicate. Like chess is non-lingual.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, it's one of the few ways we can do that.
Yeah, so they make their moves and they like make eye contact and like they know what's happening.
Yeah.
But I just like that it's also like an ongoing, long-standing game. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't tear down the board. Every time Ghost Dog comes up to the ice cream truck, he makes like one move.
Yeah.
One or two, and then he leaves and he comes back like the next day and plays a few more moves.
I love that, honestly. Yeah. The contemplation of a long game like that is something I've always wanted. Because, I mean, man, if you're doing that for like a month, imagine how much you'd start to think about that game. Right. Like, oh, man, I'd be...
Well, dude, on chess.com, it's called daily correspondence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to... You can set a limit. You just have to make like one move every 3 days or every 7 days or every day or whatever pace you want. But
dude, let's start
you
one
can
up.
do that. Or we could just leave a board at work.
Someone would fuck with it.
Yeah. We can't trust people.
Dude, no, don't trust anybody except for Ghost Dog.
The representations of chess in this movie were everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, you probably saw like 10 games or something like that.
Multiple boards. Just anytime you could just see someone squatting on a milk crate playing a game of chess, you see it.
Dude, I wish that was still a thing. I wish chess was still big.
Yeah. Like public chess. Like in New York, they have the reputation for like all those parks.
Mm-hmm. To have the chess boards
to just
built
have,
in.
Yeah, there's like chess squares where like hustlers will play you. They're like, these guys are all like rated like 2,000. They're like really good.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm sure they all have a lot of knowledge on it.
I wish I could just post up at the park with a board and get like 10 games in, you know? Be hard pressed to get a game in.
I don't know. I feel like you could get one around here.
Yeah, probably. Like maybe if you go to a coffee shop and actively like request it or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I don't know. People are so shy nowadays.
Yeah,
And,
with smartphones, like
that's
everyone's
the
so
biggest
insulated,
problem.
like socially insulated.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much easier to just to dive into your phone and sit there alone and not have good social interactions. But taking, it's like honestly taking kind of a weird. It's not, but it feels like it's like a gamble when you're trying to just be socially blossoming like that. Like to actually like invite yourself into a chess game like that is probably really nerve-wracking for people nowadays.
You see the little girl do it. Ghost Dog is just sitting on the bench eating his ice cream.
Just watch
and
right up.
She just sits up on the bench next to him, and she's like, "You're that weird guy that lives on the roof with the pigeons. My mom says you don't have any friends and you don't ever talk to anybody." And he's like, "I'm talking to you, aren't I?"
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. What's in your lunchbox?
She's very outgoing.
Yeah.
And gets a book out of it. So good for her.
Absolutely, dude. Important book. She gets 2 books out of it, too. Total.
Wait, we never actually talked about the boat thing. We just got way sidetracked. The French guy shows Ghost Dog on the roof. There's a guy on the roof across from them building a full boat.
Full boat. Like
on his roof.
Classic. I don't even know.
Like a Greek sailing ship.
Yeah, like an old sloop. Really.
Like you wouldn't cross the Atlantic with it, but you could probably go out in the Mediterranean Sea a bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That size.
Yeah, it'd go on the Hudson River just fine.
Yeah. But he's building it like from scratch, from like planks of wood, full like workshop style.
Yeah.
But it's on a roof, and they're just remarking, they're like, how is he going to get it off the roof once it's done? And they just sort of laugh at it. I just feel like that's a very cool visual.
So do you think that's like a statement on the meditation of...
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I do.
Building the boat, doing the process,
yeah,
getting it done. And it doesn't matter that you're never going to get it down to water. It's the building.
Have you ever read about the Tibetan monks that do the mandalas out of sand?
Oh, yeah. Spend so much time and then...
They erase them.
Yep, just destroy it.
When they're done, they erase them. They don't take pictures. They don't show it to anyone. They spend
all for them.
Hundreds of hours with like multicolored sands building these large-scale mandalas.
Dude, some of them are so fucking beautiful too.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much
Pictures
work.
do get out from time to time. But that's just tourists like sneaking them. But like they spend all this time and focus on it, and then they just fully erase them when they're done. And the point... It's a spiritual practice. It's just the zen of process.
Yeah. I loved that.
I do think that's what Jim Jarmusch was getting at with the boat thing.
Cool. That's what I was picking up on.
He's like a very Eastern thinker kind of guy. And I think you were right on the money with that.
Fuck yeah. There was one of the quotes about that? Like kind of not specifically the mandalas, but I thought that I heard them talking about like trampling the bouquet of flowers or something. Yeah.
About letting go. And it's the last quote, I think, because it's at the end of the movie. And he says something about like they spend all this time picking the flowers. And then when they're done, they just throw them on the ground and trample them underfoot. And the final sentence is, the end is important in all things.
Yes. That was
Which applies both to Ghost Dog's life and the movie. Because then it fades out.
Yep, I know. Man, I really didn't want him to die. I was so bummed out, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it's important, though. Like, I totally get it, because it all is fluid and it all makes sense. I was just like...
It is. It's just the full actualization of his, like, spiritual practice. It's his choice.
Yeah, he allows it and embraces it.
Yeah, Lou cannot kill Ghost Dog.
No.
Unless Ghost Dog allows him to.
100%.
That's the reality.
Yeah, he did. He was like, I can't believe you shot Lou in the exact same spot, dude. Don't want to put any more holes in you.
I don't disrespect you. It's a matter of respect.
I'm your retainer.
Yeah, he shoots Lou once because he kills a guy who's trying to kill Lou, and then to give Lou plausible deniability, he's like, you can tell him I attacked both of you.
Yeah.
He shoots him in his shoulder. But then later...
after he's killed all of the mob bosses.
Yeah, he's killed all the mob bosses. He does it again. He shoots him right in the... It's literally the exact same bullet wound. He still has the same hole in the jacket.
Dude, that would hurt so bad.
So bad.
Getting shot in your bullet wound.
Your tissue would be so inflamed already. The damage would be multiplied so bad.
Fucking glorious.
There's a scene where Italians are hunting for Ghost Dog, and all the information they have to find him is big black guy who lives on top of a roof with and keeps pigeons.
Yeah.
So they're basically going, it's these two really old, fat, out of shape, like wheezing Italians.
Yeah.
They have raspy voices like, what do you think we do next? Like, they can barely talk. They can barely get to the top of these buildings. And they're just going from building to building looking for someone who matches the description. Killing indiscriminately. Like, they find this other black guy with pigeons.
Just kill him.
They just shoot him in the chest.
Yeah.
And immediately the guy's like, I don't think that was him. And he's like,
Boss
who
said,
cares?
Boss said if he's black, just kill him.
If he even looks like him.
Yeah.
And then they run into this native guy. And immediately they're like, you Ghost Dog? He's like, what? He's like, what are you?
Yeah,
like,
what are you?
He's like, what are you? You black? And the guy's like clearly not black.
Dude,
he looks very native.
Fucking
and he's like, I'm
ignorance.
Kaya Yuga. And he's like, Kaya what? like,
Just like astounded.
like
huh?
Kaya Yoga. And he's, what is that, black? It's like, was that Puerto Rican?
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's like, and the other guy's like, black, Puerto Rican, Indian, Kaya Yuga, they're all the same. And they're almost going to shoot him. And he's like, let's not do it. There's no point.
They shoot his bird.
They shoot the bird for no fucking reason. And the native guy just looks at him and goes, stupid white man. With like such a sincerity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even like coming from malicious at all or anything. It was just like, you're just so fucking dumb.
He's like, objectively, you're a very stupid person.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you don't know anything about anyone's ethnicity.
Ugh.
You're just killing animals for no reason. You don't know if I'm black or Indian. Like,
Jesus
so
Christ.
stupid.
So isolated and arrogant, ignorant, dude. Ugh.
There's got to be something that, I mean, it's not like hard to read it, but like it's also not very direct. But Jim Jarmusch has to be saying something about racism by having all of the Italians be very like old, sickly, out of shape,
Isolated.
They're all just like, they look horrible.
They are.
They all have bad looking faces, bad bodies. They're wheezing, gasping. Like, do you think he's saying that the racism as an ideology or as a culture is old, out of date?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that as at least being one of the things he's trying to say. I mean, I guess
Ugly, perhaps?
Yeah.
Like ugly and out of date?
I mean, yeah, just really just reprehensible, just disgusting in every way.
Yeah. I think like it's easy to say it's bad or it's disgusting to be racist, but I think like visually showing it as old.
I guess, yeah, I mean,
know?
the age specifically. Yeah.
Like in the year 2000, you're literally at the beginning of a new millennium.
Yeah.
And Jim Jarmusch has lived through the previous maybe like 2 or 3 decades watching the world. I mean, he didn't make it to 2025 yet at this time to see what we're living through now.
Yeah.
But ostensibly, you're seeing a world get less and less racist.
Yeah, it was on an upward curve.
Right.
For sure.
DEI.
Yeah, DEI.
Ghost Dog was a DEI samurai.
Holy shit, dude. Is that the title of this video?
Was Ghost Dog a DEI samurai? No, but like in Jim Jarmusch's viewpoint, probably like the world seems like it's getting more and more accepting, more and more inclusive, less racist.
Yeah.
And so I think he's representing the racist characters as old, out of touch, literally dumb, ignorant.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, they do make many comments of being like, a new millennium's coming soon, things are changing. Like, and like they see that in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know, they do. But Ghost Dog doesn't, it seems like, when he was talking about that. He was just talking about change as a matter of fact. You know, he's like, we're from ancient tribes and things are going to change. Like,
there's actually a passage. I wonder if I wrote it down. There's a passage that they say, he reads it from the Hagakure about the spirit of an age. And he says, like, every 100 years, a generation will wish that they could be a part of like the way the world used to be. They'll read about it in books and they'll wish they could be a part of the way the world used to be. And the truth is they never can. This is known as the spirit of an age, something like that. And he said, we can only make the best out of each generation.
I like that.
Yeah. And it was like, it's just this very matter of fact things. Like, you want it to be one way.
Yeah. But it's
and
not
this way.
Yeah. But no matter what you want and what you can search for in the past, it's like things are going to progress and change.
Yeah.
It's you who's stuck.
Exactly. Like, you have to update your life or fall behind.
And they won't.
Exactly. And I think that's really like just visually shown by their age and out of shapeness.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yes. The use of visual metaphor in the medium of film.
How exquisite.
We should probably read Rashomon.
Yeah, I know. Are we going to do a book podcast next? Or
Book
what,
club.
Bookcast.
This movie is about books.
It really is, yeah.
It really is a literary film. Books are everywhere in this movie. Many books are referenced. I think the book or the movie itself is meant to mirror the book.
Yeah.
Which I would be able to make a stronger claim about if I had read the book. But there's evidence in the movie to support the claim, and I'll be interested after we read it to see.
Yeah.
But like, the little girl reads Rashomon, and then she's giving her review to Ghost Dog, and she says, "I really like the way how the same story happens for all the characters, but they all see it in a different way. They all think like different things happened."
Yeah.
And there's one scene in particular where there's this flashback where Lou saves Ghost Dog. And when Lou is telling it, the guy that he saves Ghost Dog from is pointing a gun at Lou.
Yeah.
And when Ghost Dog is telling it, the guy is pointing the gun at Ghost Dog.
Yes.
And they both have different interpretations of the way it went down.
Yeah, and it's totally unclear what is reality. It's not important, really, even. It's
Right.
just the perception of it.
The perception of how that shapes your like actions and what you take away from the moment.
And then, like, how you explain those stories later, too. You know, because, like, I mean, who knows what Lou actually saw?
To create, like, a living narrative of your own life. Because we do that about ourselves. We
Absolutely.
We mythologize ourselves in a
Yes.
way to create, like, meaning.
Yeah.
We contextualize our actions and our life choices and stuff within,
Yeah.
like, this broader narrative that we tell ourselves.
Of course.
Based
over
on
and
very
over,
faulty memory.
Yeah, very. Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. And most of the memories that we have are just relived experiences.
Yeah.
We are telling ourselves this is how it happened.
Yeah.
Even if that's totally false. But
They say that, like, every time you remember a memory, you're actually, like, remembering the memory of the memory. And then the third time, you're the memory of the memory of the memory. And, like,
Jesus, fuck.
every time you tell yourself a story, basically, like, it gets more and more idealized.
that's
It's
crazy.
not, it goes from being a fact or, like, an impression to, like, a myth.
That is so wild. I mean, it's easy to see, too, when you see people who are, like, you know, that just completely falsify stories. Like, it really comes out in those sort of people very quickly.
And it's not necessarily that they're a liar. Like,
Yeah.
people will be quick to jump to, like, accusatory language or whatever.
Yeah.
It's more just that, like, human memory is intrinsically pretty bad.
Yep.
And then also, as time passes, our brains are just sort of hardwired to, like, turn everything into a narrative structure.
Yeah, I mean, it's so you can tell yourself the story of you.
Yeah, and you can make meaning out of all of this shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way we could truly. There's too much data.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's just way, way too much. You can't truly recognize and know every single action that you've taken over the course of your life. Especially as the more you age, the more these memories are getting replaced and pushed out of the way, and their level of importance.
Deprioritized. I want to watch the movie again.
I know.
Right away. Because I want to watch it specifically with my eye on interpretation or like different character perspectives.
Yeah.
To see if there's other Easter eggs that I didn't pick up on.
Totally.
Because I only sort of put it together towards the end of the movie because those two are really obvious.
Mm-hmm.
She says the thing about the different perspectives in the Rashomon.
Yeah.
And then they show the flashback again, and
Like
the gun
right
is a
after
different direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I had this aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, well, this is like the 90-minute mark.
Yeah, like what else?
I haven't been looking for this type of stuff.
Totally.
So
we got to watch it again. That means you do too.
yeah, this is a watch it twice type of movie.
Absolutely.
For me, this is a watch it like every 2 or 3 years kind of movie.
Dude, I'm really excited that we watched this because I had no idea like how good this was gonna be. It's way up there for me, dude.
Yeah.
It's like way up there. I was expecting like, okay, come on, like a samurai rap movie. Like, what are we talking about here? No, dude, solid 9 in my book.
It's fantastic.
Like, it's really, really good.
I think it's a 9 as well.
Yeah.
I think like parts of it are like a little like lo-fi, low budget.
Yeah.
To the point where like the effects, like the tracing.
Yeah, dude, a couple times, yeah.
A couple of those little scenes are just a little corny.
And that's just, also aged.
Yeah, it's just age. It's the 2000s.
Exactly,
But dude, this movie fucking rocks.
Fucking rocks.
The thematic stuff, the genre blending. Can you talk about that too? Because I love like samurai meets mafia combination.
Yeah.
This was before Kill Bill, so Tarantino had not done samurai like Western thing yet. Mm-hmm. I have to believe that part of Kill Bill's DNA is Ghost Dog.
I bet that he loves this movie. I would be willing to bet I'm sure that he's on the record somewhere.
I would pay a lot of money to just be a fly on the wall for Jim Jarmusch and Quentin Tarantino to just have like breakfast together and just talk about film.
Get out of here, dude. That would be so fucking sweet.
Dude, Jim Jarmusch has a really cool series of short films called Coffee and Cigarettes.
Oh, cool.
It is like, I've seen one of the volumes. I think it's like an ongoing thing, but they're black and white. And like one of them I know was like RZA and Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, cool.
Having like breakfast or having like tea. Mm-hmm. And then they meet like Bill Murray, who's like their server in this cafe. Huh. And then Bill Murray is like talking to them about like coffee. And like they're like, no, it does shit to your heart rate. And RZA has all this like Eastern medicine stuff about how tea is better than coffee. They talk about chess. But there's a bunch of different. I'm trying to remember all the celebrities. The basic format is like cool celebrities having conversations about things that are near to their heart over either coffee or cigarettes in a diner, in a classic American diner.
Dude, I have to watch that.
I think one is like the brother sister from like the White Stripes.
Oh, cool.
Jack White.
Yeah, Jack White's. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The two of them have an episode. Maybe Tom Waits has one.
Tom Waits
it's like
is
always
such a
musicians
crazy person,
and actors.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm going out west.
But yeah, Bill Murray in the Wu-Tang Clan. He comes up with the coffee. He's like, you guys want some coffee? And RZA's like, you fucking Bill Murray. Like, they immediately like break the fourth wall of like that these are not actors, they're like the real people of themselves. So you're supposed to believe that Bill Murray works in this cafe.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Jim Jarmusch is just a really unique creator.
No, that's super cool. Watching this has certainly piqued my interest, to say the least. I have no idea if I've seen anything else by him.
Yeah.
Cannot think. I wouldn't know. But I am definitely going to be doing a deep dive on his not discography.
Yeah, his filmography. This is a really easy watch too. It's like so fun and easy to enjoy. It's a very like enjoyable movie. Like some movies that I would rate highly and really enjoy, it'll be 10 years before I watch it again.
100%. I don't need to see Spotless Mind for a while.
Right.
I'm okay.
Yeah, the last time I watched Spotless Mind was in college.
Yeah. And we can watch it again 10 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. But like this movie, I watched it like less than 2 years ago, and before
Yeah.
that, like less than 3 years before that.
Fuck
it's just
yeah.
so fucking dope. It's like a meditation in and of itself.
Yeah. And it seems like it's the type of movie that you can watch in many different ways, too. Like, you can do what we did and watch it with a full analysis in mind, or just fucking put it on and just have
The
a good
music
time.
is good.
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch Forest Whitaker in like a dope jacket with two silenced pistols,
Yeah.
just like walking around like a thug in New York.
Dude, this would be a great party movie.
Yeah.
Like, have like a bunch of your friends over, break out a couple bottles of wine and some charcuterie. Watch Ghost Dog, dude. That's a good ass time.
Okay, one of the best parts of this movie is Forest Whitaker's like body language and his like physical acting.
Yeah.
There's a scene where like he's just done another assassination, and then he like leaves and he like dips his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's very like rapper esque. Like he's moving his body like a rapper would in a music video, but like with guns and like a mafia shootout.
Yep, dude. So good. I love when he's killing those mob bosses.
Yeah.
And he has two guns, and one of them has a heart attack. Like he's like, just
He's like, it's the ghost dog, and then he has a heart attack and falls over.
and just drops one of the guns, only
Yeah.
pointing at the other one. Don't need this shit no more.
So good, dude.
Oh my god. Anything else in your notes, my guy?
Let's check the notes.
Check the notes.
Okay, one other really cool. No, I've got two more things. Then we can call it, at least for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cartoons in this movie.
Yeah.
They're always on the TV. Everyone's
Constantly.
watching cartoons. And always what's happening in the cartoon is going to happen in the next scene,
Yeah.
or is being mirrored in the scene you're seeing. The best example, there's the woodpecker.
Yep.
And then there's the shooting bullets through plumbing.
Dude, that was so fucking sweet. As you see that laser on his
Yeah,
fucking
it's
face,
what
like, what the fuck?
Ghost Dog goes into this guy's basement in the garage and he turns off all the plumbing while he's up in his bathroom. And so he's like checking out his sink, and Ghost Dog removes the pipe and shoots up through the plumbing. The laser beam is coming up through
Yes,
it.
dude. I love that he has lasers too. It's
Yeah.
so unnecessary.
I love
It's
it, dude.
ridiculous.
He always he holsters his gun and he spins it like a samurai sword. And Jim Jarmusch adds the whooshing sound effects. Puts it away.
I loved his one little samurai sword training, like not training montage, but just like exercise montage.
He's doing his exercises.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, the other thing that I thought was really funny, it's kind of like a throwaway line towards the end, but it does give you a lot to chew on. Lou and the other wounded gangster, they're like the last two that survive from that big shootout. They're getting pulled over by a cop,
Yeah.
and she pulls them over because they're speeding. And then she comes to the window, and the guy shoots her. And Lou is like,
Oh yeah.
Lou's like,
You
what the
shot a
fuck?
broad.
He's like, you shot a woman.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just looks at him. He's like, you are a male chauvinist pig.
No, dude. I actually paused the movie at that. I was like, wait a second. Is that right? What I just heard?
Lou is saying he can't believe you shot a woman
Yeah.
because Lou wants to protect women.
Yeah.
And this guy's calling Lou a chauvinist. And he's like, I didn't shoot a woman. I
shot a
cop.
Yeah. They want to be equal. I shot a cop.
He's like, she wants to be equal. I made her equal. It's like, holy shit, dude.
I know. I forgot about that. That was crazy as fuck,
Yeah.
dude. You male chauvinist. Coming out of that guy's mouth
Right?
was so absurd.
It was such an interesting flip because the whole time these guys have been shown as regressive thinkers, racist, ignorant. And then this guy is coming at you with like the third wave feminist, like like women don't need your protection.
No.
Women are completely equal to the point of like get them in the wars.
Yep.
Right. Like
They'd all die equally.
right. Like he came with like the equal rights and equal lefts like situation. Like,
You got that one too.
oh shit, dude! And you just—he's the last character you expect something like that from.
100%. I was flabbergasted.
Oh, and we have to talk about the bear.
Oh shit! Well, yeah, that's also just like that's probably one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Yeah, yeah. He just finished killing all of those mob bosses. He's out in this like back countryside or whatever, you know. He has his nice ass Lexus or whatever. He pulls up and he sees this bear all tied up in ropes and dead, and these two hunters in the truck. Fucking what does he say to them? I can't remember.
Well, he basically just stops and they I forget what the first interaction is, but these two hunters are looking at him like, "What?
Yeah, why are you here?"
And he's like, "That's a pretty big bear. Pretty big bear you got there." And they're like, "Yeah, we just hunted him." And he's like, "That's funny because I didn't know it was hunting season on bears."
What are you, a fucking Fed or something?
Yeah, he's like, "What are you, a cop? A Fed in your fancy suit with your fancy car?"
Mm-hmm. Like, no, just interested in it. You know?
And the guy's like, "Yeah, we don't get too many of these big black fuckers around here anymore.
Yeah.
So when you see one, you got to take them out.
Take the shot." Yeah.
And, you know, he's coming at it from a perspective of like, okay, bears are rare. And as a trophy hunter, I want to get that bear.
Yeah.
And Ghost Dog flips it and he's like, "There's not that many of them left. That's why you shoot them."
Yeah, dude.
And immediately, he just like puts the whole like environmentalist framing on it. These guys are assholes.
And then
they're also being racist.
Yeah, to top it off, right after they say that shit, the guy reaches in the back of his pickup and pulls out a gun. He's like, "Yeah, speaking of which, you don't see many of you big black guys around here either."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Okay, I better get going."
Yeah, pulls his gun out, shoots him.
Yeah,
shoots the other guy in the back of the kneecap. He's like, "You shot me in my kneecap." But then Ghost Dog has an awesome quote that I love, and he's talking. And this was actually referenced earlier in the movie in French, but the French guy has a book on bears.
Oh,
there's a theme of bears in this movie.
Weird.
Lulz. And he's reading in French to the little girl about bears. But this is the second bear motif. And he's like, "You know, in ancient cultures, bears were considered equal to men." And the guy looks up at him and he's like, "This ain't no ancient culture, buddy."
Yes.
And then he pulls his gun and points it at his head. He's like, "Sometimes it is." He pulls the trigger. Love that shit.
Legendary, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Thank you for that recommendation, brother. That was a good movie.
Yeah, you are welcome. It's one of my all-time favorites.
Yep.
Jim Jarmusch. I need to know more about him. A force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Yeah, I could foresee at least one or two more of his movies coming up on our list, for sure.
Yeah, we got to look at his filmography.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's made, really.
Yeah, me either. I saw the title of one of them was The Dead Don't Die, and I feel like that's familiar in my head, but I can't place it.
But yeah, Forest Whitaker, this is also my favorite role for Forest Whitaker.
It's just so good.
He's so perfect in it.
Yeah, dude.
With his like one big eye, and it's like, he's a big dude, too.
He's a big boy.
I don't know his exact height, but he looks like he's like 6'3" or 6'4".
Definitely.
And he's got a body on him.
Freaking broad boy, dude. It's awesome.
He's an intimidating man.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
he comes in a room with you, you're like, oh.
Oh, you could be powerful.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, we're both giving it 9s.
Oh yeah, that's an easy 9 for me. Easy peasy.
And it's also just like a really good, pleasurable watch. It's not like a hard 9.
No, yeah.
Hard 9.
Hard 9, dude. Nice.
It's an easy 9.
Yeah.
Love this movie.
Yeah. Well, tell us what you thought about it. Please put it in those comments. That would be hella appreciated.
Yeah, like, subscribe.
Ring that bell for notifications.
Share
Watch
with
us.
your friends and family.
Hell yes.
And we love you all. This has been another episode of Quiet in the
Back. Shh.
Skeleton key can open digital locks, stealing cars with no hesitation. His carrier pigeons fly around in flocks as he practices meditation. His martial arts skill is on lock, and he eats ice cream with a Haitian. Reading books and shooting Glocks, it's a ghost dog assassination. It's the way of the samurai. The ghost dog's already dead, 'cause it's the way of a samurai. RZA did the protect your neck. Yeah, it's the way of a samurai. The ghost dog is good at chess. Yeah, it's the way of a samurai. So protect your neck. Italian gangsters are racist and old and sick and fat. It must be their ideology that made them look like that. Ghost Dog is a perfect hitman who never fails a task. You pay him once a year on the first day of autumn. That's his ask. It's the way of the samurai. The ghost dog's already dead, 'cause it's the way of the samurai. RZA did the score, so protect your neck. Yeah, it's the way of the samurai. The ghost dog is good at chess. Yeah, it's the way of the samurai. So protect your neck. A samurai has wisdom and the strength to act. When he lives in New York City, his friends know how to rap. Knowledge is equality, peace, wisdom, respect. Yo, ghost dog kid, I like those braids. Boy, best protect your neck. A samurai has wisdom and the strength to act. When he lives in New York City, his friends know how to rap.